so funny.
I know. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, it's Mama Bear's Essential Oils class, and I don't get to taste it tonight. Because it could kill me.
Are you going out? No, I am coming back from work.
So,
I literally came home from work and went right to the books.
we got some announcements to make.
What's on your ears? Aren't they beautiful? A little birdie got these for me. And look, I got something on my neck too. Are you jealous?
Mm-mm. Okay, so we got something cool fixing to come down the pipe. Woo! For y'all.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Yeah. We were in a live stream today.
Okay. Yes, we were.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I was even here for that.
Yep.
Because I was at lunch.
At lunchtime. The name of the live stream was Homesteading in the Highlands. Their live stream.
She has an awesome, awesome accent. I love her accent.
That's what everybody says.
Mm-hmm.
But she says tacos.
Yeah, like T-A-C-K, tacos.
Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Not tacos. Tacos. They were talking about, oh, I want to get some tacos and taco this. And I'm like, what in the world are y'all talking about?
What is a taco?
What's a taco? And so they started talking about all of this food.
Different
Mashed
food.
peas.
Yeah, mashed peas. Mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Mm-hmm. Tacos.
Yorkshire pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Chips. Not like Doritos.
Mm-mm. Like fish and chips. So it's like...
And then
They're not French fries. They're like almost like how you get steak.
Yeah, Yorkshire pudding.
Mm-hmm.
All these foods. I'm like, what is this that you're talking about?
Yeah, the oat
So,
cakes. Yeah.
This is what's gonna go down. Let me roll up the sleeves.
Well, if that other stream happened, you could taco folks all the time.
This is what we're gonna do.
Tatty scones, sorry.
Homestead in the Highlands is going to do a video. She's going to cook chips or Yorkshire pudding or mushy peas or something that they eat over there. And she's going to email us the directions.
Then we're going to try to make it here.
And then Robyn is going to try to make it. We're going to do a reaction video. So it's like a big collaboration between us and Homestead in the Highlands. But you have to go watch Homestead in the Highlands video to see how it's done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to come watch the blooper reel, which will be us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I think that's going to be fun.
So it's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, if it doesn't taste good, we'll go get some tacos.
We'll have some tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Neeps and... It's tatties, right? Or is it taties? Is it tatties like tattoo? Or is it like taties like Tatum? Like, what's his name? Okay, we'll be done by the weekend. Tatties. Tatties. Yeah, it looks like something else.
So we're gonna do one at a time. One at a time.
Tat.
So this will be kind of an ongoing thing for both channels.
Okay.
This week we do have a cool cooking video coming. We are
We've never done this one either, so that's what's exciting.
We are participating in the Frugal Family Food Network's date night dinner thingamabob.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be cooking up a dish
Yep.
frugally, and we're going to be having a date night, and we're going to make the kids wait on us.
Ha! Definitely! Could we do a language swap too, where I try to say things your way and you say them our way?
Absolutely. Let's talk. We need to come up with a list of words. And
it's not much different than like I don't know if you guys ever saw the Farmer Meemaw challenge. What?
Windswept.
What?
He sent me a text message today.
Uh-huh.
It was for you.
I really feel like that's his wife, Karen, but
he sent me a text message.
Because he comes in with Mr. Windswept. Tire is tire.
Boom. Almost forgot.
Okay.
So, oregano
and oregano.
Yep. Okay, so let's get into class.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
You can be tired, but you can't be tired.
Time for class.
Really?
Time for class.
Seriously? Okay, so tonight, what are we talking about?
I don't know, this is your
Where's
class.
it at?
Where's what?
Where's the bottle?
I don't know. I didn't know I was supposed to bring the bottle.
Well, where did you take a picture of? And I thought I brought one out.
Oh! Blaze did. I told
No,
Blaze.
but I brought one too.
I'm sorry. Look around the tacos.
What the crap?
Look around the tacos.
The tacos.
Tacos.
I'm really like losing my mind here.
Okay.
I bet I left it in the house.
I'm sorry.
Oh well, show them well, they saw the picture on the thing, right? Yeah.
I think
Okay.
So. I got it.
So, I found wild onions in the...
Okay. Are you ready for the picture? Dun, dun, dun!
So, they said, are you feeling feisty because you don't have to taste it today? Probably. Okay.
What?
What?
What are you
What?
looking
I
for?
don't know. Okay, so
I'm the class
eucalyptus.
clown.
So eucalyptus oil is what we're going to talk about today. So we've talked.
Wait, hold on. You can't do this class in American accent. You got to do it in an Australian accent. You got to be like, today, mates, we are doing eucalyptus.
Every Australian viewer we have just changed the channel right there. Okay, so so that brings up a good point, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Crikey.
But while eucalyptus was originated in Australia, you would be amazed at where all it's produced now.
We can grow it here.
Mm-hmm.
Big, beautiful tree.
Yep, you sure can. All right, so
Do you know that there's only one animal that can eat it?
Mm-hmm. And he gets stoned.
And he stays high.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So eucalyptus oil, very first things first, you can only use it aromatically and topically. Some of my research says that and even WebMD will tell you that you can consume it when you dilute it, but it's just my sweater. I err on the side of caution and say don't, because it can be poisonous, especially in large quantities.
I just want to put my finger across the top of the bottle and taste it. I want to know what it tastes like.
Like butt. That's
How
what
do
it
you
tastes
know?
like. Because I've accidentally gotten some on my tongue before. Because I put it up on my nose, and then I had something that was itching, and I went like that, and I got it on my tongue. It's no bueno. It's nasty. Just saying. Anyway, So, as far as side effects and contraindications, the very first thing is ingesting without dilution can be fatal.
Mama grows.
They put it's the oil that's poisonous. There are some things that can be ingested, and as far as cough drops go, they put menthol in them. Yeah, and so with the eucalyptus, if they do, it's a very, very, very small amount, and it's been diluted so much that it's not not as big of a concern. But as far as poisoning goes, the signs for that, there's obviously stomach pain, dizziness, muscle weakness, small eye pupils, so your pupils get really small. It can also cause nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. So definitely don't want to push the envelope with that. Did you find it? There you go. So you gonna put some in your mouth? Please don't.
I just want to do.
Okay, so for the record, the reason why we don't put this in our mouth is because you do not see any supplementary facts. So don't put it in your mouth. Okay. Yeah, pinpoint pupils is what it was. So we had a eucalyptus tree in the garden. My sister told me you can eat the leaves, so I tried it. Don't do it. Yeah, I mean it's not. Yeah,
I
don't.
love the smell of eucalyptus.
Yeah, you can smell it. Just don't stop. You're putting it on your lips
No,
so
I'm
you
not.
can lick it off your. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm putting it on my.
Anyway,
You know, I'm gonna build us a sauna.
I mean, you just have it open and I can smell it. It's very, very powerful, and we're gonna get to something about that in just a moment. Okay, so I don't see Kitty or City Girl in here. But they both have a link that I want to put up in a little bit. All right, so obviously be careful. Another thing is don't use it while you're pregnant or breastfeeding.
Dang it!
I know you. Anybody with epilepsy, this is not an oil to use with epilepsy or high blood pressure. Be very careful. Don't use on very young children either, like under 5. And also, it's been thought to lower blood sugar. So be very careful if you already have low blood sugar. You want to really be careful monitoring your blood sugar. And if you're going to have surgery within 2 weeks, this is one of those where you want to stop using it about 2 weeks before your surgery. Because of that, it can lower blood sugar. As far as interactions go, there's some mild interactions with this oil. They have to do with either, obviously, anything with diabetes, diabetic medication. Because like I said, if it can do something, then obviously you don't want to compound the effects. But also it also interacts with medications that are processed by the liver. Or changed by the liver. So there's a whole list of medication. Some of the highlights that I recognized were Zofran, Prilosec, Prevacid, Protonix, Valium, Motrin, Celebrex, Coumadin, Allegra. So there's a lot. Insulin. There's so many. What did you do?
Nothing.
What did you do? What did I miss? What did you just do? What did you do? Tell me.
Nothing. Just go on with your glass.
Did you put some in your mouth? You're killing me. He tasted butt. Yep. What am I going to do with him? There we go. Okay. I just wanted if you can post that link for the essential oil use, Terry, and then Sub, if you'll grab that link so that you can put it up. That's really all I really needed. Yeah, he'll be fine. Okay. Let's see what else we got. All right. So what is eucalyptus? Where does the oil come from?
By tasting that, koala bear butt.
Told you. I tried to warn him. He doesn't listen. So Terry, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, sweetheart. I hope you feel better. So as far as where it comes from the leaves of the tree. They're steam distilled. And then you're going to put your finger right back on the pan. Do not do this. We use it enough that it's not going to degrade it too much. But don't put your finger straight on the plastic orifice reducer. You're being an...
That tastes just like the rind of a grapefruit.
That's because that's what it's made from. Did you not know that? The lemon's no better. It's from the rind too. We really... Look, I'm trying to keep this to an hour, and you're going to make it like 2 because you're messing around. Okay. God, it smells so good, though. I love the smell of grapefruit. Okay, real quick. Eucalyptus is an evergreen tree. There are over, I think there's 600 different varieties of eucalyptus. Hand him the lemon now. He's got it. It's right there. So 3/4 of the tree flora that are in Australia, 3/4 of them are some type of eucalyptus. That's pretty.
Oh God, I'm stupid.
They're often called gum trees, which is actually a misnomer because the sap.
Never guess what I did.
You just put it in your eye.
Both of them. I had an itch. And I wasn't.
You need to go get some coconut oil.
I'll be okay. Go.
What's wrong with Jason? Jason is
an idiot.
Jason. Yeah, so City Girl says, I love the smell of eucalyptus, but I can't use it. He, kind of tasted it, but, yeah. But then what happened is he tried to use some grapefruit oil, and he accidentally had it on his finger and put it in his eye, so it's whatever. So, alright, so they're often called gum trees, but the sap on the bark is actually more like a tannin. It's not gummy like a resin. Yeah, he should read the article above, shouldn't he? That's the Tisserand Institute for Safety of Usage of Oils. And it explicitly says. Okay. Now, there's only a few species that have been found in neighboring countries. The rest of the trees, the ones that are grown in Africa, North America, South America, Europe, India, and China, all come from Australian trees. One way or another, whether it's a cutting, seed, whatever. So, they're all over the place. But there's only a few that are not. So the kookaburra sits. In a eucalyptus tree. Yes, it is a very, very, very strong oil. No, he doesn't need to go rinse it out. Water and oil don't mix. all it'll do is spread it around. So for real, if you've ever gotten oil in your eye and you don't know this, take olive oil or coconut oil, any kind of oil, even if it's just vegetable cooking oil, and put it like right on the bone of your cheekbone and then up by your eyebrow. It'll actually pull the oil out of your eye.
Unless you're like me and you do it so stinking often that you've killed everything in there. That's the first time for grapefruit, though. Usually it's always lemon or peppermint. Right in the eyeball.
It's crazy. So, eucalyptus has a super long history. There's a lot of boring details that go back and forth about the trade of it and the finding out how to use the essential oil. So I'm going to give you basically the Cliff Notes version. Used by Aborigines way long before it was turned into an essential oil. They used to use the leaves for a remedy for just about anything, but especially flu, cold, any kind of respiratory illness, anything like that, they would use it. But basically what happened in 1788, eucalyptus was discovered and the actual genus name eucalyptus was created in 1788.
What was it called before that?
The oil industry tree. Tree.
Medicine tree.
Yeah. And then, so 1852, fast forward to 1852, that's when the actual oil industry started. And now, keep in mind, this was like rudimentary stills. Like, there was nothing fancy about this at all. And
what's up, Wallace Lake Homestead? What's up, Jay?
But by the 1880s, the production was being done by Aboriginals and also miners. And this is an interesting, not miners, M-I-N-O-R-S, miners, M-I-N-E-R-S.
What's the difference?
So, like gold miners. So, what was happening is there were miners who were coming in and finding gold, and that all dried up. And so, what happened is during World War II, the production actually kept going because the miners didn't have anything to do. So instead of going into town to find a job, they worked on the eucalyptus farms to be able to harvest all of the leaves, carry them up, take them to the still, then take all the leaves out and all of that. But what happened, and that tree tastes like koala butt. Go ahead.
So that means the people that were doing that, they had their ups and downs. They came from down and then went up.
You're silly. But with that happening, you went from the old salty dogs that were used to doing all of the harvesting, and they basically what happened is all of the old class distillers were replaced by new younger ones, and the new younger ones required a higher wage and more, basically more benefits, if you want to call them that.
So they wanted $15 an hour to flip a burger.
So what happened is the cost of oil production went up, and they couldn't compete with places like Spain and Portugal. And so basically what ended up happening is all of the production pretty much left Australia. And what also happened is there was a high demand for Australian wheat. And so the same lands that are fertile for growing eucalyptus are also very fertile for growing wheat, the Australian wheat. So they found that the cost of production on the Australian wheat was much cheaper than the production of the oil. So they did away with the eucalyptus trees and started growing Australian wheat instead. So that's what happened. Now, Australia dominated the market for like 80 years. But with all of the stuff that happened, they lost control of that. And I'm going to give you a number in a second that'll blow your mind. But now that we have mechanical separation and the more the more technical ways technology is progressing, the way that they're able to extract the oils and stuff, it's becoming more cost effective to do it now. And Australia's back on the rise of producing the oil, but they're still not the number one producer. So, but let me give you a number, and this is what kills me. So, production now is about 100. Australia produces about 125 tons a year. Okay?
I don't know why Teresa Dean feels that way.
Now is 125 tons a year. Back right around World War II-ish, 1939 through 1948, and obviously World War II and then a little bit past that. Annual production was 1,000 tons a year. So now they're producing 125 tons. They were producing 1,000 tons a year. That's a massive. So that's basically an 85% decline in production.
Produce a ton's ton.
Yeah, a ton's ton. So that gives you just a little bit of background on the history of
or is a ton
eucalyptus. 2,000 pounds.
It's 2,000?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 10,000.
No, 2,000 pounds. So.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you really sure? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. Look it up. Go ahead, Google man. Look it up.
No, okay.
All right. So, as far as properties go, lots and lots and lots of properties for eucalyptus oil. And it makes sense that this is why people used it a lot back then and still even today. Even surgeons used to use it as an antiseptic, an antibacterial for urinary catheters. This was used for all different kinds of stuff. So,
hold on, cuz. They used to put this stuff
to disinfect the catheters.
Oh, I thought you meant to.
No. They would use it to disinfect it before. But, you would think there's still some residual. I would imagine it would still not be the most pleasant thing in the world. So, as far as properties go, this is anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, decongestant, deodorant, antiseptic, antibacterial, hypotensive, analgesic, antiviral, and it's a disinfectant.
Glass catheters?
Back when they used glass catheters. Well, they weren't that big. They had to be super small. Think about the urethra. It's super small.
Depends on who you're talking about.
Whatever. So, what can you use eucalyptus for? Before I get to that, I want to know what's everybody's number one use. What is the one thing that you just absolutely, if this is going on, you're going to grab eucalyptus?
If I'm going in a sauna.
Okay. It's okay, Rainbow Valley. We'll forgive you this time. You get a demerit, though. No, I'm kidding.
Will it help loosen up muscles? Will you rub some on my
Swollen
neck?
sinuses. In the shower. Air diffuser. Clear my sinuses. So a lot of people say clearing sinuses. Head cold. Congestion. So a lot of people use it for congestion. Where's the peppermint? Don't you have peppermint in here too?
No.
Huh? I thought you did.
I think the girls took it. Dessa took it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Putting it in your spouse's eye. Well, thank you, Anne. So just to let you know, I watched a full video ad for you guys.
Thank you, Anne.
I know John did it too. John Jones did it. It smells. Okay, so this is one thing you can do. If you have stuffy nose, allergies, anything like that, you can take the eucalyptus, put it in your hands, rub it together, and then what I do is I take my hands like this, and then I tint it over my nose. Now, with eucalyptus, you have to be careful, because if you, like, I don't know how many of y'all are mouth breathers, but if you inhale and then you breathe out through your nose, all you're going to do is push the air up, and it's going to go right into your eyes. So you have to be very careful with that. So I always breathe in, and then I pull it away.
Well, what will happen?
Huh?
What will happen if you do that?
In your eyes, the vapor is very strong in your eyes. It's just like when you got it in your eyes.
I got grapefruit in my eye.
Yeah, you don't want that. It's not good. If I can physically use this, can I diffuse it? I wouldn't recommend it. I don't. Yeah, if you're in a difficult situation like I'm in, you can smell the bottle and close it quickly. Yeah, so like with her animals can't smell it. This is definitely one of those really, really strong smelling oils. So that's why, like we say, children under 5, you want to be very careful with this, because it's so concentrated. Like everybody will say, well, I mean, I use Vicks on my kids all the time. You've got to understand that this is an essential oil, meaning that it is the most volatile part of it's with the concentrated part of the leaf that has been distilled and pulled out, and you have it's more than the extract. You know, it's more concentrated than just an extract.
What's up, Too Wild?
Let's see. Is that in Vetrix or VetRx? I don't know. I'm not sure. At plant-based, yeah, I could have so much fun with my... So anyway, you gotta be really careful. Make sure that if you're breathing it in, smells amazing, but don't breathe out, because again, you'll push the air up and straight into your eyes, and it's not fun. It's like, it'll make your eyes burn. It's not pretty. You want to do it?
Sure.
No, I'm not
No,
going
let's do it. 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 Come on. Come on. Let's do it. I'm going to put the eucalyptus in my own hand.
Go ahead.
I ain't scared.
Just one drop. One drop.
Now, what am I supposed to do?
Just breathe it in. Now blow out. Told you. That's what will happen. Woohoo. Yeah, you gotta be really careful because you'll burn your eyes. So yeah, smells amazing, but just be very careful, because yeah, it's strong. And it's the same thing with the bottle. So like if you're breathing in, you don't want to breathe out, because you obviously, it's not good. I also use it when transporting stallions if they have to be with mares, so they can't smell the mares. Now that was one of the things we said, is it's a deodorant. So it's such a small, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. It's such a strong smelling oil that it kind of gets rid of all the other smells. So you can use it to kind of as a deodorant. People will use it in deodorant because then you smell like eucalyptus instead of
then we
body funk.
Need to blow a eucalyptus bomb in Blaze's bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that you can do, and I've done this before, if your boots get wet and then they dry smelling funky.
Oh, that's us.
You can take eucalyptus, put it, drop a couple in a sock or put it in tissue, whatever, and put it down in the socks. In the shoes, and it will definitely, help, because it's also antibacterial. And so all of the yucky stuff that's floating around in there, it'll kind of kill all of that off as well. I usually use eucalyptus. Like if you ever some people don't buy shoes from Goodwill. I will buy shoes from Goodwill, but I will treat them first with eucalyptus and melaleuca to make sure that I don't have any kind of leftover funk before I use them.
And I make her take the insoles out and buy new
put new
insoles
in. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's just another thing that you can use it for. Some people, I wish Jen Flowers was in here. Some people use this for hair, in hair products. And you can see that. Like, in a lot of shampoos, you'll see, eucalyptus, mint, or something like that that's a smell. And again, it's for that deodorant purpose. But it's also good. It's also good for, like, dandruff and lice. So, you can use it for that. What I want to know is how you keep your hair so silky looking. I just got a haircut. I cut off all the dead ends, and I don't use a whole lot of product. I mean, I don't use any product really, and I haven't blow dried my hair in probably. Have I blow dried it since you and I've been together?
I've never seen you blow dry it.
I think 15 years at least. So that's probably part of it. It's gorgeous. I hate you. Okay. Could you put a couple of drops in a hot bath to help the steam for sinus? Yes. But
be careful.
Only a couple of drops. 2 to 3 drops. Put it in a bowl first, and I would recommend like a stainless bowl. Put some Epsom salt in there, and then put a little bit of the oil and kind of swirl it around and let it mix with the Epsom salts. Then put it in your bath. So that's what I would do. I've actually used this when I worked at Arby's. And see, I don't have a shower right now, so I have to use it in a bath. Another thing you can do is if you have a diffuser, you can use it in a diffuser. And then that way you can, especially for if you're trying to break up the gunk, lung butter, all that yum stuff, you can do it that way. We're talking about eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
You said lice. My head will itch all night now. And I've never had them that I know of. You're welcome. So, okay. Sharpies were put up people's noses back in the day rather than... Yikes. Okay. Don't mention bed bugs then. I mean, I was going to say, even dust mites. People have dust mites. And get kind of freaked out about that, but you can actually use this when you're cleaning. People put it in their vacuum cleaner that has a filter, or you can just use it a little bit, spray it on a couch or something like that, and vacuum with that, and that'll kill dust mites as well. As far what I was saying before, when I worked at Arby's, I used to come home with my legs just throbbing because I'd been on them all day. And what we would do is take eucalyptus, rosemary, and I think, is it frankincense? Anyway, it was like 3 or 4 oils. And we used to take those and put them all together in with the Epsom salts. And then I would put it in hot water and soak my feet in that. And that was amazing. That used to make my feet feel like they were brand new after I was done. Okay. Do you think it would be too strong for my homemade laundry soap? No, we have used it before with the laundry soap. But again, not as much as you would use other oils because it is very, very, very strong. So it could kill the disgusting smell when people cook fish or cabbage and stink up the whole house. Yes, and what I would do is I would use it with lemon.
Poor Andy.
If you do lemon and eucalyptus oil together, that would definitely be a good one to use. It would kind of kill all of the nasty smelling bacteria in there. So, let's see. What else? Definitely respiratory. Anything respiratory. So, asthma, bronchitis, COPD, pneumonia, TB. And then on top of that, because it's anti-inflammatory, this is why it works really well with allergies. Because, so any grapefruit any kind of citrus will help with that.
So let me get this straight. If you're a VIP and you got the TB and you use this EO, you won't have to go MIA.
You're so silly.
So you can still be a VIP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people actually use Vicks when they're, at least I've heard this, that they use Vicks whenever they're doing
dead animal
removals, or even like the coroner, when they're doing all of the autopsies, they use it for that. So this is another one that you can...
And you can check out our video on how to make homemade laundry pods.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's been demonetized because all the snowflakes want to eat Tide Pods. I'm a little salty about that one.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. So a really good mixture for opening up airways is eucalyptus and peppermint. Put a little bit of that together, but do not put it in your bathtub. Don't put a lot in your bathtub because it's not good. I keep Vicks in my nurse's bag. Oh my God, I can't believe they demonetized. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
we used to be the #1 in organic search for homemade laundry pods. #1.
To the point where, like, and I didn't tell you this, the other day we were in Walmart in Anderson, and LaDessa was looking at the lady's cart in front of us, and she was putting out everything that you need for the laundry pods. And LaDessa looked at her and she was like, "Are you making your own laundry pods?" And the lady looked up and she kind of looked at me and she's like, "Yeah, I saw this video on how to make them." And I was like, I'm just going to be quiet now. And she just kind of looked at us, and LaDessa was like, "My mom has a video on YouTube about making laundry pods." And she's like, "I thought you looked familiar." And I'm like, oh. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, all the cool kids are doing eucalyptus, not Tide Pods now. Thanks. Appreciate that. So, but anyway. So you can definitely use this for muscle fatigue. Another thing, and I haven't tried it, but I'm probably going to, is a lot of people use peppermint for hot flashes. I may try eucalyptus for hot flashes, just to see, because it does have that cooling effect. So I may try it for that to see if that helps any. Because for me, peppermint does work, but I know there are some people out there that peppermint doesn't work. So, we'll see. What else? Oh, kidney stones. So with kidney stones, you can take and put it straight where the pain is. And that's supposed to help a little bit as well. Gas is better for hot flashes. Earaches is another one, and we have used this for earaches before. You can put it on the bone right in here, or you could put it back behind the ear. Don't put it in your ear. Don't want the oil in your ear. Let's see. Oh, another one.
Why not?
Degreaser. You just don't want the oil down in your ear. It's just not a good idea. They know not what they say. I know, right? So for eucalyptus, you can actually use as a degreaser. And I will tell you, it really works. Because before we got out here, I had a sticker on from like the first bottle we ever did class on back before, when I was like always hiding the doTERRA part on the bottle. And it was still on there. And so I was like, well, let me clean it off of there. So I cleaned it off, but it still had some goo on it. That's why I was sad that I didn't bring it out here. But anyway, I just opened up the bottle, took a little bit out of the bottle, and then took my finger and like rubbed on it. And you could just see, you know how the sticker part, the little gooey stuff, I could just see it just wiping off. It was really cool. So you can use this for a degreaser, also for getting gunk off, like a goo off kind of thing. But again, remember, it's going to smell really strong. So you kind of have to be careful with that. But I guess in a situation where you got grease and grime, that might not be a bad thing. So, let's see. What else do I have? I'm going off of new notes and old notes. Blah, 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 blah. So I said air freshener, shoes, like pet beds, you can do that. But again, be very careful. Do your research on what animals, like what oils animals like. Don't saturate your dog's bed with eucalyptus oil and then expect him to lay on it. Don't force him to lay on it. It's not a good idea. How long do essential oils last? So the difference for me, when you're talking about the effectiveness, like, you know, like if I use peppermint for a headache, something like that, I've noticed it's about 2 hours for me.
I think she's asking about how long they last in the shelf life.
Are you talking about how long before the bottle goes bad? What exactly? I bet your house... The house does smell amazing most of the time because my daughters are constantly mixing oils. So. Shelf life. Okay. So, notice that it's got an amber glass bottle. That is to prevent sunlight from deteriorating the oil itself. Now, one thing I am noticing, because and this is the really cool thing about doing this class, we've done these classes for like 2 years. One thing I have noticed over the 2 years, there are some oils that evaporate faster than others if they're not sealed, okay? A lot of your citrus oils will evaporate quicker. So if you don't use, yes, it is doTERRA. If you don't use them very quickly, like the one that I noticed the most was wild orange, because I have a ton of wild orange, but I don't use it as quickly. Well, I started using it in my Warrior soap, and so I'm like, yeah, I got all these bottles of wild orange, and then I was like, wait a minute, and oil bottles that I thought were full now were missing a little bit, but of course they were almost 2 years old. So basically, you just have to be, each oil is going to be different. But as far as the shelf life itself goes, if you do a few things, you can pretty much store them indefinitely. There are a couple that you want to be careful with, like we covered with Melaleuca. The longer it sits, the more you could have a sensitivity to it because it actually oxidizes, and that can make it where you could get a rash or whatever from it. So be very careful with that. One thing you want to be careful, that plastic orifice reducer, you don't want to just touch it all the time with your nasty hands, okay? Because that can cross-contaminate the oil. The next thing is don't store it in direct sunlight. Even though it's in an amber glass bottle, don't push it. Don't store it in a hot place. Store it in a cool place, preferably where there's no direct sunlight. We put these in boxes, and then the boxes go on a shelf in our room where there's not a whole lot of sunlight. So we tend to keep them in closed boxes. And they store well, and their effectiveness doesn't seem to. But one of the things that we notice is we don't really get to tell because we use them so much that a lot of times we're out of them before they could, go bad or oxidize or anything like that. So, but if they're stored sealed, completely sealed, and just put off to the side in a cool place, no direct sunlight, they'll last indefinitely. So that's one thing to keep in mind. We have some people who are preppers, and so a lot of times they'll buy quite a few and store them off, so some people put them in ammo cans or whatever, and they keep them, under a bed or something where a lot of sunlight doesn't get there.
We got about $30,000 of oil and ammo cans buried throughout this property.
We don't. I wish we did, but we don't. Okay, I think, now I saw April say that she does wound care. Eucalyptus oil is one to keep in stock for around the house for wound care. Because it's antibacterial and antimicrobial, and it's also analgesic. It helps with pain. So with those 3 properties, it's good to use for cuts, scrapes, bug bites, anything like that. Have you ever thought about distilling your own? No. Because of how much it takes to make
If I'm going to distill
the oil,
anything, it's going to be essential oil corn.
Corn essential oil. Because of the cost of how much you would have to grow in order to get a bottle's worth of oil. Some of them it's ridiculous how much it takes to get to what you need. Yeah, they distill corn. I'll go for some of that, Jason. I bet you would. Bet we all would. So that's pretty much what I have. There were a couple of studies that I ran into that, let's see. So they did a study on showing drug-resistant bacteria like TB.
Call it the medicine.
And, yeah. And it inhibited airborne TB by 90%. So that was pretty powerful. It was a study. They used it as a long-term treatment on COPD in Germany. They used it for lowering blood pressure in France. Let's see.
Now you said COPD.
Mm-hmm.
Now it was either during The Walking Dead or during UGA football, because that's really the only 2 reasons why I turned TV on.
Mm-hmm.
A commercial came on for COPD,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a whole metric shite ton of side effects.
Mm-hmm. And interactions and stuff. Yep.
Like your elbow could fall off.
Yep. Yep. That's true.
May cause you to poop through a screen door.
Now, one I didn't cover is this can also be a stimulant. Because of how powerful it is, if you add this with like rosemary or lemon, this is a good one to diffuse to keep you alert.
Oh yeah, I'm wide awake right now.
You know, we definitely use, this is one of the ones that we use during the school day because one, it's killing, bacteria in the air, and it's also helps the girls to stay alert and not get drowsy and
I am wide awake.
that
I'm
kind
going
of
to
thing.
wash like 6 times with
the soap tonight. Yeah. So,
Mama grows.
let's see, you just got back. What about the cleaning abilities, like spraying down kitchen sinks and counters against kitchen-borne bacteria? I mean, you can use it. Lemon is a lot cheaper than eucalyptus. I would use like maybe 1 to 2 drops of eucalyptus and maybe 3 or 4 drops of lemon and kind of make it a blend. But that would definitely help with killing bacteria. Another thing is that they did a study on, and somebody said this earlier about intestinal worms, that found that it was a vermifuge for killing intestinal worms, but they had to use a very, very, very low dosage because of it being an issue as far as...
good in a roller ball.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Breathe, which is a respiratory blend, has eucalyptus in it. And it's used in the roller ball. It's got peppermint, eucalyptus, and a couple of like cardamom and a couple other things that help, open up the airways. And I think that's about what I got. So right at about 8 o'clock, I did it perfect. Yes.
Up top.
Up top. Down below.
Down below.
Down under.
Okay, so this is the time that we open it up for questions for Robyn. Go ahead, and if you guys have a question about eucalyptus or any essential oil, please put it in all caps. That's all caps, so that way we can see it. And so while we're waiting on the very first question, guys, our 2019 goals is to get 20,000 subs on YouTube, have 2 million views, have 2,000 followers on Instagram, have 5,000 on the Facebook page, and have 2,000 people in the Facebook group.
Would you use recycled toilet paper?
He's a goober. So, if you're on Instagram and you are not following us, could you please go on over and give us a follow?
Let's see. What is good blend for the bath to help with rheumatoid arthritis? See, we use a lot of different stuff. I don't use it in a bathtub, though. How long will shipping take if you ordered tonight? If you ordered tonight and had it direct shipped to you, it's usually just a couple of days. What was she?
Fibromyalgia.
No,
rheumatoid arthritis.
Which is, I know Melaleuca is on there because we were looking this up the other day. Let's see, rheumatoid arthritis. So frankincense, marjorum's one, but the big ones are the deep blue. We actually use the lotion a lot. As a matter of fact, I mean, he's always got it within arm's reach. That stuff, you need, like, dime is even too much. Like, people will say, like, a dime size. This is like a pea size. That's all you need.
And it's not mashed peas.
Yeah. The deep blue lotion. And so what we do is we take the deep blue lotion, put it on there, and then put peppermint on top of it, and it'll actually drive it down into the muscles really well.
Wintergreen is another good one for the arthritis.
Yeah, wintergreen, ginger.
Ginger
is a really good one. Ginger is a warming oil, so that helps like to loosen things up. Yeah.
You will taste it.
Some of these, I mean, unfortunately that happens. Is deep blue ingestible? Okay, so no, but doTERRA makes a gel cap. That's a doTERRA, or that's a deep blue, and it's got a bunch of different stuff that's supposed to help with
pain.
Yeah. It's like an anti-inflammatory. What would you do to use the eucalyptus for head lice? I would use eucalyptus and tea tree together, and then I think you kind of apply it into the hairline and comb just like how you do with the nasty, the whatever that stuff is that they call, is it knit or whatever it is. You can spray it on and let it sit. Yes, I thought that's what the rep told me. Yeah. No, you don't want to eat the actual oil, but they do have like a gel cap that has a complex.
Robyn should be your only doTERRA rep. Don't cheat on Robyn.
That's funny. Hello, Alicia. Any other questions?
So if our mods could throw out our Instagram link, Facebook page link, and the Big Bear Homestead group link for us, please. Help us reach those goals.
We only had them out once, Jason.
And let me guess, it didn't mean nothing to you either, did it?
No, that's funny.
In the Big Bear Homesteading group, you guys are going to start to see a lot more questions.
Well, now, okay, so just to give you all a heads up, we have 2 on Facebook because the one
has been hacked. Don't go to the Big Bear Homestead page that has over the 2,000.
That has our logo. It's going to be the one where it looks just like our channel art for YouTube.
Yes.
So it's got like the teal aqua background, and then it's got the other, like the fence posts with the pictures and stuff. That's the one that you need to join.
Yes. Because we have given up on Facebook. We are basically starting that Facebook business page over from zero. I think it's got a couple of hundred likes now, where the other one had 2,000.
2,000 something.
We're getting ready to make an announcement on that one and hope that
everybody will transfer over.
Everybody will transfer over and hope that the hacker doesn't come with.
The one with the large Afghan. It did have the large Afghan, but it doesn't anymore.
Because we don't have control over the hacked one.
They're both Big Bear. Instagram, Facebook.
In the Facebook group.
And then the homesteading group. Big Bear Homesteading group. So, I don't know. We'll check now. I mean, yeah, we just had people trying to get everybody to go over, because the one reason why I want to make sure everybody gets over to that one is because Jason doesn't have access to that one. And if anybody ever tries to message us with questions from that, he's not going to see them. I have to forward them to him. So it's best to go ahead and get on that page so that it's better if you go ahead and join that one. That way you'll know which one to get to. Oh, so I'm a member of the wrong group. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. I gotta run, set up supper before 2 family. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, is we're gonna get off of here. We're gonna go eat dinner ourselves. And, so everybody likes your new haircut.
What new haircut?
I like this new haircut. I love it. I think it looks so cute. There you go. I love it. All right. Anybody else? You're welcome, Wendy. Skater boy styling. Yep. See, I like it. I think it looks good. Thank you, Jonah. Or Jonna, sorry.
2 family in the house.
It cracks me up. It seems like they have perfect timing. They always end up towards the end of our streams.
Yeah, they don't love us.
I never said that. So, all right, y'all.
I'm having peanut brittle withdrawals.
I thought we were supposed to. Oh, no, she's waiting until it's coming. Just got to wait.
Yeah.
So.
If you guys have any questions about doTERRA, or if you want to become a wholesale customer of doTERRA, or if you would like to start your own doTERRA business, please reach out to my lovely bride, bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. In the subject matter, just put oils, and she will get back to you ASAP. Our business, our doTERRA business, has its own private group on the Facebook where we share different business strategies, different ways to share the oils and stuff like that to help you build a sustainable business. So if you have any desire to want that, if you want to get the oils at a cheaper price and become a wholesale customer, send Robyn an email. Or if you just want to buy the oils. Jason, can you fix a turbo on a truck? What kind of truck? If
Her
not,
truck.
I got a guy who can.
Her truck. The one that she had when she was down here.
I mean, most of the time.
Meetup date. Still tentative?
What meetup date? For what?
For your thing. Your class.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I gotta call him. He hasn't called me.
I have 2, and one is messing up. 2 turbos. Yeah.
I know a guy.
We do know a guy.
I know a guy.
Will work for Muscadine wine. Okay, y'all.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go eat dinner and have some fun.
Y'all have a good evening.
All right. Good night, everybody.